The following is a Just Green production brought to you by the Might Be News Network.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Might Be Brews, Season 2, Episode 13, the podcast where we explore the people, places, and brews of the craft beer world. My name is John. With me, as always, Mr. Steve. How you doing today?
We've made it 1 year.
Has it been 1 year now?
It's been 1 year.
I didn't know that. I didn't realize that.
Do you not get Facebook memories? Like, what's going
Maybe
on?
I just don't pay attention to
That's
them.
the only reason I knew, quite honestly.
That's crazy.
Because it popped up.
That's awesome.
You're pontificating now an entire year we've been doing this podcast.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Congratulations to you, too.
Nice work. Nice work. The man behind the board is me tonight. My brother Taylor could not be here, so everything's kind of switched up. We're actually not in the normal studio. We are actually at Mr. Steve's house recording, so this is a whole new thing for us. But we have a very, very special guest this week. It's not entirely beer related, but from what I understand, a local legend with a very unique story. We have James Oley from Binge House Pizza. James, how you doing tonight?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks
Welcome.
for being here. I'm so pumped. I've been following you on social media for a long time. I've tried getting you on pop-outs before and failed. Like, did not get them in time. And but I've been wanting to do this. I've been wanting to try your pizza for a long time, so I'm super pumped. Thank you for being here.
No, thank you.
It was pretty funny when John brought you up. He said, "Oh, the Binge House Pizza guy." And I was like, "Okay, that'd be cool. Yeah, we can have some pizza on the podcast." And he's like, "Oh, he likes beer too." And I was like, "Oh, wait a second, what?"
Yeah.
Like, now we've got ourselves a podcast going on.
So I don't think we've ever done anything like this. We have beer guys or beer friends. It's always centered around beer or a brewery. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun to bring something in a little different.
But we're still going to drink beer.
We're still going to drink beer.
Speaking of,
Let's do it. Cracking beers.
we've got a gift from my buddy Mike Fisher. You might see him commenting on our Facebook posts and whatnot.
Shout out Fish. How you doing, buddy?
What's going on? Thanks for the brews. We've got Sneak Box, American Pale Ale from Kane Brewing over in Jersey.
What part of Jersey? Any idea?
They're north of where we are, but I don't know how far north.
Gotcha. I was just in Jersey for work up near the Meadowlands, the Oranges area.
I don't know if it's that far north.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they're at. It says Ocean Township. Kane, right?
Kane.
Yeah, okay. Awesome.
But Fish likes to bring me over some Jersey goodies. It's pretty funny. He's over in Jersey. The week that he came over here for a friend of ours' birthday party, I had to go to Jersey for a different birthday party, so we kind of missed each other. But let's see. Let's get into it. This Kane Pale Ale. Cheers, guys!
Cheers,
Thanks
guys.
for coming over.
That's a good beer.
It's a nice freshie off for us.
There's almost it's good. It's hoppy. It's got kind of like a New England profile to it. I'm getting some juiciness off of those hops, but it's also kind of creamy on the finish. It's kind of nice.
Creamy mouthful. It's still got a little bitterness in there.
Yeah,
It keeps you honest.
it does.
It's tasty though.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's a good for it just being a pale. I'm trying to find the ABV 5.4.
It is. Yeah, there is a good amount of bitter, and it's got a lot of mouthfeel. It's a pretty bold beer for a pale ale.
It's got a lot of mouthfeel for a pale. It's a very good observation. But I could definitely drink a couple of these, especially at 5.4.
Yeah.
Thanks for only bringing one, Fish.
Yeah. Nice. Well, James, I guess before we get into beers or pizza stuff, I want to ask you a little bit about beer background so we get an idea, get to know you a little bit on a beer level. So, what are some of your favorite beers? What are you into?
Oh, mostly IPAs. But like a lot of people, I think I drink more stouts in the fall and winter.
Yep.
But yeah, mostly IPAs, some ales, and then stouts.
Yeah.
Yes, as the seasons change, we all kind of drift towards the stouts.
Absolutely. I've been like craving them bad lately now that it's gotten cold.
See, I've been drinking them so much that I've actually gone the other way. Now I want IPAs.
Oh, really?
Because I had second week of October, I started going stouts. And especially Halloween night, I was out there, it was all stouts. So now I'm craving the hop again.
Yeah, I've been, I guess, staying with the hops. I haven't gotten enough. I haven't gotten my stout fix yet. So, do you remember, James, like one of your first craft beer experiences where, you know, were you in college doing, you know, like everybody else having, you know, Miller Lights and whatever, and then you had some kind of beer that kind of changed your mind and leaned you towards wanting the craft beer versus, you know, what's popular?
Unfortunately, I don't remember that crossover. And there was a crossover sometime because I used to drink some pretty nasty stuff.
What's the worst? I have mine right in mind, the top of my head. Do you remember the worst beer you've ever had?
No.
No, I don't know the worst.
I'll tell you mine. Golden Anniversary.
What is that?
If urine could then pee in a can, that would be Golden Anniversary. Worst beer I've ever had.
I can think of like worst craft beer I've ever had, but as far as just like a beer that's on the shelf that people are buying and you don't know why,
I want to say it was $7 a case, somewhere in that range, and it was just horrible.
yeah, that sounds terrible.
Horrible.
$7 a case. That sounds incredible. Well, I guess to rate it, I'm probably gonna do like a 4. I guess this is a really solid beer.
I go 4.25 on that bad boy for a pale ale. It's got a lot of flavor, a lot of depth to it. I dig it.
Yeah,
I could drink more than one. That's for certain. Drink in mass quantities, as my friend Fish likes to say.
Yeah. James, what do you think? You want to rate?
You don't have to rate. It's okay.
No, I would give it a solid 4.
Yeah, I agree. It's just a solid beer. So let's talk about pizza, because you brought some. I guess we got to try to figure out a way to pass this around too.
I got it. I'll figure it out.
You got it? You're the man. So what made you start making homemade pizzas?
My wife and I are transplants from Luzerne County, northeastern Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And where we grew up there's a lot of it's kind of pizza centric area. There's a lot of different styles, and we had our favorites, and there's nothing around our area of Chester County like it. And we needed our fix a lot more often than we were able to go back home and get it. So I started experimenting with dough and learning about dough, and just all, you know, I dove headfirst into that world, and it took several years to get where I'm at now. And it's just it's a lifelong learning process. It'll never be over with. But yeah, so it was born out of wanting to eat the pizza I grew up with and not have to drive a 5-hour round trip to get it.
Yeah. Do you follow that guy on Facebook, the pizza guy from Barstool that has like a slice almost every day?
Yeah.
You like that stuff? You get a kick out of him?
I mean, there's a yes and no.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like some of the stuff he does, but then it is okay to watch once in a while.
Yeah, it cracks me up. I get a kick out of it, and it really does just make me crave pizza, like watching him, you know, talk about it or whatever. But where you used to live, is that anywhere near Old Forge?
It is. Yeah,
I'd heard, like, I saw that. I hadn't heard of Old Forge until I saw him go there.
Yeah, Old Forge is the self-proclaimed pizza capital of the world. I don't particularly think it's the best pizza that I've had. A lot of people do. But just in that same area, there's pizzas that I think are way better than Old Forge pizza. But they don't have that title, pizza capital of the world, attached to them. So
Are you partaking?
not right now.
Okay.
Thanks.
So, what do you call this style of pizza? Because it's a very distinct shape and size. So, what do you call this?
Well, I call it Detroit style because of the dough and the caramelized cheese around the edge. But it isn't, I don't make it in a strict sense of Detroit style. They put their toppings on in particular order and this and that. Mine's technically a hybrid of Detroit style pizza and I guess Northeast PA pan fried. But for, you know, keep it simple. It's Detroit style pizza.
Okay.
So the first thing you notice visually, I don't know about you, but the first thing I notice is this ring of crustiness, webbing around the top edge. Is that the cheese you were talking about, or is that the crust coming up?
No, that is caramelized cheese.
And it's really good.
This is incredible. This is just the cheese that we're having right now. And so there's a lot of things I want to ask about because the dough is that I don't know. I feel like I can get a flavor profile off of like each element of the pizza. Like I'm getting, I think, some kind of like butteriness or something that's coming off of the crust, and then the sauce is really good. And I'm getting something in there. I can't tell what it is, but I feel like there's a special ingredient in there that's making it stand out from just like a regular tomato sauce, and that's incredible. But that cheese ring, I think, just makes it like perfect. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's usually everyone's favorite part of it.
I'm trying to debate, do I chew real close to the mic to bring the listeners in, or is that just going to gross people out?
I think if Allison's listening from Relatable Radio,
Well, you know that.
into
She's
it.
all about the chewing
ASMR
sound.
stuff. I'm going to go for a bite close to the mic to get this,
Go ahead,
this
get in there,
ring.
get the crunch.
That cheese ring is so good. So you brought us 4 pizzas, I think, right?
Yes.
How much time did it take to prepare those?
To bake one of the pizzas, it really just takes 10 to 15 minutes. It's the food prep that takes the longest.
Sure. So like setting up dough and things like that, I mean, that's got to take a while, right?
Dough, I usually do a 24-hour dough, so I do it the day before I'm going to use it. This dough, however, is the same day dough because I've been busy the last few days. This dough was probably made within 2 hours of baking. So generally, the longer the dough sits, the better it is, but it's still fine, I think. Same day doughs are fine.
How many combinations of like, or different variations of dough did you do before have you settled on what you're at now pretty much? Or like how many recipes did it take to get to where you are now? And same thing for like the sauce.
Oh man. The dough, I can't tell. I can't give you a number. I've been testing doughs for years.
Sure.
Making slight changes here, slight changes there. At one time I was baking doughs every night of the week for, a long while. I can't tell you how long. And I mean, that's how the name Binge House Pizza came about, is how many, just all my taste testing.
Sure.
Every night.
How many pizzas you were having just throughout the week?
Yeah.
An incredible amount.
So how, you say this is a pan pizza, do you have special pans made? Did you come across a pan that you really like? Do you have more than one?
I do have special pans. They weren't custom made for me. Anyone can get them. There are several pan manufacturers out there, and they all do make good pizzas. I have my favorite. But yeah, they are pretty expensive. Like a small pan could be almost $40.
Oh, wow. So if you go to Detroit, is this common to see this shape and size of pizza that's made in like this, like a similar pan?
I've never been to Detroit, so I can't say for sure. Not yet anyway. But yeah, I think in the industry with the Detroit style pizza, the two popular sizes are 8x10 and then like a 10x14. And the 10x14 might be the one you see more of. I'm not sure. But yeah, they're all rectangular or square and cut in that fashion.
Sure. So talk about the pop-ups a little bit, because what you're saying now is like you were binging so much, you're taste testing, experimenting, making who knows how many pizzas a week that you're consuming yourself or having a taste of and tossing the rest. So
Yeah.
that probably is part of the reason why it evolved into doing pop-ups, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Well, first let me just say that I have not been doing pop-ups. I'm done with them for now. Several reasons. One being I'm just really busy, and I'm trying to get other stuff going. But yeah, the pop-ups came about because I was going through so much pizza. I was throwing so much away. I figured it would be a good way to get a read on how people in this area liked this style of pizza.
Sure.
So I started pop-outs, and I think my first one, I had one person sign up. It was my neighbor, and I think I messed up the pizza. Maybe I can't remember. But it gradually grew and became a thing.
That's so crazy. So, like, how many pop-ups do you think you've done over the years? Any idea?
Well, I can separate them from ones that I've had out of my house where people come and pick up the pizzas, and then ones I've had at outside locations. In outside locations, I've only had 3 or 4. Out of my house, I don't know. Maybe just 30, 40.
No way, that many.
It's hard to tell. I
Yeah.
never really kept track.
No, I hear you. That's really crazy, though. So you had people. So I guess the way I found out about it was people were sharing it, and it was almost like locally going viral. I feel like a lot of people were talking about it. I'd read a news article, and people were like just sharing it. Like, this pizza's incredible. If you are lucky enough to sign up in time to get on the list for a pop-up event, you would get some awesome pizza. And I remember, I think I tried signing up for it twice, and by the time I found out about it and looked it up, you were completely booked up.
Yeah, I there's a lot of hype over it. I mean, that makes me happy in one way, and I'm glad people like it. But I was really bummed out when, I kept hearing from the same people that couldn't get one, and there was no perfect way to do it. I was doing, I think, the best way that I could figure out how to do it, but it was by far perfect. But yeah.
A lot of the beer places have come across that same thing. There's more demand for what you can make.
Yeah.
And there's no real good way to get it out. Do you do a line release? Do you do Eventbrite signups? Do you do just announce it and have people come over? There's so many different ways you could do, and you're never going to please everybody.
Yeah, not to mention distribution and things like that. People, when they get so much demand, they're like, maybe if I expand my footprint, I can get the beer to them. But, at what point do you, go too far? But I don't know. That's really cool, man. It's so, I guess it's got to be a really cool feeling to have such demand for your product when you're just trying to still figure it out and make it the way that you want to make it.
It is, but then that comes with problems too. It's taken me longer to get a spot opened up.
Sure.
A lot longer than I predicted. So, I have people who were kind of at one time were interested, but are now disinterested, and naturally so. I probably would be too. And like I already said, there were a lot of people who wanted to get a pizza and couldn't. And then also a lot of the hype, it's good to have hype, but
Sure.
then, I feel like when it's so hyped up, there's really nothing, it's hard to meet those expectations. So you might have it and be let down. If you're expecting, heaven on a crust and
Sure.
you just get a pizza.
I don't know, man. I think it was that popular for a reason, and I think the pizza's that good. But let's get into another beer. And
where are we going next? Are we going our styling and profiling segment?
Styling and profiling. Woo! So what you brought this week? What did you bring?
I bring them every week. What do you mean?
You do bring them every week. I don't act like I'm acting like I've ever contributed to this.
No, you did the one time, didn't you? Bring the
Maybe.
International Pale or something?
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
So we are up to the International Dark Lager. And actually one of the commercials examples of this that I was easily able to find at our local Wegmans was a Shiner Bock. That your overall impression, a darker, somewhat sweeter version of International Pale Lager with a little more body and flavor, but equally restrained in bitterness. Low bitterness leaves the malt as the primary flavor element, and the low hop profiles provide very little in the way of balance. So there's a couple different commercial examples, a couple that I can't pronounce. Baltica,
Huh.
number 4, Devil's Backbone, Dixie Black and Voodoo, St. Pauli Girl Dark. Remember the last time you had a St. Pauli Girl?
No.
I don't either.
I don't know if I ever have.
San Miguel Dark, and our Shinerbach.
Shinerbach. I remember being new to craft beer and traveling, and I think it was at like a hotel lobby, like open bar type thing, and this was the beer they had. And I was like, holy crap, this is actually pretty good. And I probably had too many of them because they were free.
So did you try it yet? How does it live up to your memory of the beer?
It does. I think it's really easy drinking, but still flavorful. And, I like lagers and whatnot. And I think that this kind of just has that little bit of a darker note to it. Some caramel and darker malts are coming through.
Got a real nice biscuity nose. I really like the nose on it.
Yeah.
It might be a little thin for when I would think of a traditional Bock. I think it feel a little bit more chewy, a little bit more heft.
Yeah.
A bit more heft to it.
Sure.
But it's still got a nice taste to it. It's a good flavor.
You think that's a lot of what's behind the very popular things is like the ones that are so big like Shiner would be that it's just like a little thin, a little bit more easier drinking than like the actual traditional style would be.
As Taylor likes to say, accessibility is a big part of that. And when you're trying to mass produce and get your beer out as much as a Shinerbach is, that's definitely going to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's a little thin, a little watery, but it's still good. I mean, I could easily drink a bunch of these.
I'll give it a 3.75 for the style.
Yeah, I'll do a 3.75 also. What do you think?
For the style, I'd give it maybe a 3.9.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I dig it. What do you think about another slice of pizza?
You want a little pepperoni there?
I'm going to do pepperoni. Pepperoni is my preferred slice. I usually get pepperoni. And when I saw this pepperoni, I got excited because I like this style. What do you call this? Like it's just it's a much smaller than like a regular. Is it just a thinner?
The pepperoni?
Yeah.
That is cup and char pepperoni.
Okay. Yeah, and the way that it like cups up and crisps on the edges just makes it look like it's going to be so tasty.
Yeah, and it's like a little chalice that holds its oil.
Yeah, right. So what do you? What's the green on top of here? Is
That's just some basil.
basil? Gotcha.
So when you were doing these pop-ups, I know pizza is a very personal thing for a lot of people. And obviously around here you can see a Sicilian, but it's mainly a Neapolitan. Did you have people respond to it like, oh, this is the kind of pizza I'm used to? Were they open to the idea of something a little bit different?
No, it was pretty well received. When I was doing those pop-outs, I asked for people's opinions, whether they be good or bad. And I'm sure a lot of people didn't give me everything they thought about all their pizzas. But it was all the feedback I got was generally good. They liked the style. As you guys mentioned, the caramelized crust around the edge. And there's a good amount of transplants around here from the area where this pizza is up northeastern Pennsylvania, and they were liking it too. So that was something that I enjoyed hearing, that it could relate to what I was trying to mimic.
Sure. I love the pepperoni. I think there's a lot of good flavor going on here, but that cheese crust is definitely the part of this that just like takes it way over the top. Like it's already a fantastic piece of pizza, but it's so unique. It's not a floppy New York style. It's not a Chicago Uno deep dish pizza. It's not pan pizza from Pizza Hut. I mean, it's its own thing, and I don't know. I'm crazy about it. I'm like super pumped now. Like I really hope that one day you can find a way to make a restaurant happen and put this out there. Because I mean, I don't know. I'm just crazy about it. But what goes into the sauce? Like how much time does it take to do the sauce?
I think John's trying to rip you off here, just for the record. He's,
he
he's
wants-
jotting down notes.
He wants me to
John House Pizza will be out soon.
He wants me to distribute my recipe to the masses here. The sauce, it takes no time at all.
Okay.
I could. There isn't a whole lot to it. There might be a half secret to it. But,
Yeah, you don't have to get any of that. I just, you hear stories about Italians growing up and their mom is, sitting at the stove, slow roasting tomatoes for hours to make, sauce for dinner. And, I'm just curious if any of that goes into it, or do you have a process? I guess it's more streamlined and.
No. There's people that make their sauce and let it simmer all day long and apply it to the pizza after the pizza's baked, which is how traditional Detroit style pizza is done. And then there's people who have a sauce and they put it on the pizza and it bakes on the pizza in the oven, and that's it. And that's how I do it. I don't make the sauce all day long and nothing like that. But you have to choose a good base, a good company for the tomato sauce ingredients. And
Sure. Well, I was going to ask, where do you source a lot of your ingredients? Like, do you just get it locally at grocery stores now, or?
most of it, yeah, I get from local grocery stores. I get quality ingredients. I don't put anything in there, that is cheap or what. If there's a product that I want, I get it.
Sure. It's not, giant brand shredded American.
Right.
Yeah, right. No, I hear you. That's awesome. No, I can't get over that crust, man. I think it just, the texture, the flavor, everything about it just really sets off the whole experience. And I think that's a big part of what makes it so unique, but the rest of it is just, it's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Are you doing this in a regular oven, some sort of wood-fired oven, a super hot oven? What are we cooking in?
No, I just make them in my home oven. Yeah, whenever I'm in the mood for a pizza, or my wife's in the mood for a pizza, or, bring it over to have with you guys, my home oven.
If you had a dream oven to do this in, would it be just, something regular, or would you like the idea of wood or coal fired or anything like that? Do you think it would play a big difference in how they come out?
Yeah, I mean, these pan pizzas, certain ovens are good at cooking certain pizzas. Wood-fired ovens cook those, they're really meant for those Neapolitan pizzas with the leopard charring on the crust that you see.
Sure. And they cook fast, right? Those things are usually like 700 or 1,000 degrees.
Close to 1,000 degrees,
Yeah.
and the pizza's done in 30, 60, 90 seconds, something like that. No, for my style of pizza, a traditional deck oven.
Okay, yep.
Or a conveyor oven or a deck oven.
Yeah, awesome. What I think we've got time to maybe crack one more.
Do the last one I got here from my buddy Fish.
Let's do that.
We've got a collab between Cape May Brewing and Left Hand Brewing, which Left Hand is out of Colorado.
They do milk stout.
They do the milk stout.
Yep.
So I would not have guessed these two guys would have gotten together, but somebody knows somebody. This is called Ties the Room Together. It is a white cream stout.
Very interesting.
So let's take a look at what we're seeing here.
I can't decide whether or not I like white stouts or not.
It definitely pours as just a regular golden type ale.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Well, wait till you smell it, though. It does not smell like a regular golden ale. It smells of just straight stout.
How do they pull it off? Like, isn't a stout like roasted malts?
I don't know.
It smells like a straight stout.
If you close your eyes, you'd never know.
No.
So let's give her a taste here. What's the ABV while you're looking there?
Looking for it. It's 1 pint. I can tell you that. It's a 16-ounce can. 8.5.
It's really tasty, though. It's got a creaminess to it that I like. It's just so trippy to look at.
Yeah, for me, I'd say it's probably a little too creamy for my liking, but it's got a really nice body to it. There's nothing really thin about it.
Brewed with coffee beans, cocoa nibs, lactose, and vanilla.
half of those things are dark, and there's nothing dark about this beer.
There's nothing dark about this
Chocolate
beer.
and coffee.
It might be lighter than the pale ale that we had.
Right.
That's the scary
right.
thing.
I know.
This is the third time I had this beer, and the first time I thought it was amazing. The second time, it didn't live up to the first time. I didn't really care for it that much, and right now, I kind of like it again. I don't know, it's weird.
It's got good flavors. It's like unique. I don't know. I wish they would call it something else, and I'd be like, wow, this is its own style. I guess it is with the white stout, but
Well, you hear stout and you want tar.
yeah.
You want motor oil.
Yep.
We know what you are.
No, I hear you. I guess I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 375. It is good. Like, I think if you know what it is, this is a well done beer. There's a lot of strong flavors in it. It's incredibly well balanced, but all those little flavors you mentioned do come through in the beer. It's full bodied. It's just I don't know if I would go out of my way.
I'm going 425. I like it. I like that the coffee is there, but it's not overpowering. It's probably one of the more balanced from a coffee standpoint. It doesn't overpower the coffee, but it's there. The lactose does kind of smooth it out a little bit. I get the vanilla. I could take a little bit more chocolate, but I really like that.
Yeah, chocolate. I hear you. When you said that, I was thinking like just a decadent white chocolate, something that could really set this off.
I wonder if those will go with the my wife's cookies that she made here.
I forgot they were down here.
They're white chocolate chip macadamia nut.
Yeah, bring one over there quick. What do you think, James?
I like it. I'd give it a 4. I wonder if this is an IPA, would it be like a milkshake?
Right? Yeah, maybe. I mean, there's definitely got to be some like lactose thing going on here. Let me see. It says, coffee beans, cocoa nibs, lactose, vanilla, unfiltered, keep cold. Yeah, let me grab one of these cookies here. Thank you.
Thank you.
They certainly go together. And those cookies are incredible.
Yeah, she just made these tonight.
Holy cow.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they are good.
Yeah, I think your wife is like a cookie queen, and I'm just now realizing it.
It's she's good at cookies.
We've hung out enough times that she's brought cookies that I'm just now putting together that pattern.
So there's beer swaps. How about pizza and cookie swaps?
I would make that trade.
For real.
It's like might be food episode.
I know it is. A little different, but I'm down. All right, we're over time. Taylor's gonna whip my butt if I end up going over time too much when he's not around.
Oh yeah, I was wondering if you were gonna adhere to time tonight or if you were just going for it.
I can't wait to see his face when we turn in like a 2 hour and 45 minute episode. But we'll see. But yeah, we're gonna take a quick break. You guys can hear from our sponsors. We'll be right back with more pizza, more beers, more Might Be Brews.
Hey, it's Jackie from Relatable Radio. I want to talk to you guys about Eunomia CBD. This stuff is great, and it helps with my stress and my aches and pains. I've tried everything I can get my hands on, from the gummies, pills, droppers, drink enhancers, and they're all fantastic, and they work. Holidays are coming up. Give the gift of Eunomia CBD. It's 100% THC-free, nano-amplified, and third-party lab tested. You can find them at eunomiacbd.com. That's EUNOMIACBD.com. Use promo code MBN and you'll get 20% off, plus free shipping, plus free stuff. They're giving exclusive stuff just to the MBN listeners. So what do you have to lose? Go to eunomiacbd.com today. Must be 18 or older to purchase.
So you've been listening to the Might Be News Network, but you still can't get enough each week? Become our patron on Patreon. Head to patreon.com/MBN Network to become a patron and get exclusive content now. For as little as $5 per month, you'll get access to extended episodes of all your favorite shows, as well as perks including MBN merch and monthly giveaways. Just want to support the network? Become a patron for as much or as little as you'd like. Get bonus content each week and head to patreon.com/MBN Network. Your contributions help us make this network bigger and better than ever before. Patreon.com/MBN Network.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Might Be Brews. John during the break told us he's not hitting the sounders enough.
Yeah, I'm behind the board for the first time, and I'm like, I do have these sounders. I just got to actually use them. So
expect sounders for everything that I say. Everything is just going to be sounders coming. Yes, exactly. Thank you very much. All the live audience here is applauding. Hopefully, you're checking out our sponsors. Eunomia CBD. Go check them out if you're into the CBD stuff. Enter our promo code. You'll get some 20%
yeah,
off?
20% off. And it's a legit deal. I paid money for this CBD. I did a lot of research. I decided I was going to go with Eunomia before they were even a sponsor. I paid full price, and now I'm wishing I just waited a little bit longer because this is a legit deal. 20% off, free shipping. Use promo code MBN. I think I'm actually about to get some CBD for my dog.
Just take whatever you have left of what you already bought and throw it away. And then you can buy some fresh.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you get 20% off and free shipping.
And they got a lot of new products. I keep hearing Taylor talk about them. They've got like a multivitamin. So if you're already taking multivitamins, you can get multivitamins from them in gummy form that also have CBD in there. So
awesome.
Keep you nice and cool and calm and collected and help with inflammation and all that. But EUNOMIACBD.com. Please check them out. Let's crack a beer.
Let's get it going. We're going with I'll call it an OG. One of the beers that people might have been chasing definitely a couple years ago. It's undergone a name change. It used to be Gandhi Bot. Now it's G-Bot.
I actually, one of the many times that I stopped at a beer store, saw something I was really excited about and got burned because it was so old. I bought G-Bot that was like a year old.
Woo!
It was a year old.
Woo!
And I drank it. Woo! And it wasn't bad. It was definitely malty, but I was like, I'm surprised that I like this beer so much for being a year old. I'm really curious to see what it's like fresh.
Especially for that style of beer. That's
not something
for a year on that bad boy. It's got a sweetness to the nose that I got. I just took a quick smell. It's almost like
it is sweet. It's
like a candy.
Yeah, it is like candy.
In the nose, at least. I haven't tasted it yet. I'm interested to see if that's that flavor is gonna come through.
Oh wow. That's crazy. That's got such a unique, it's very, very bitter, but it's like very unique the way that the bitterness hits you. That hot profile definitely stands out as something that like is not common. It's very unique to this beer, I think.
It's a really nice ride. There's bitterness there, but it's not over the top.
No,
it almost is just in relative to what we've been drinking recently.
Exactly, right.
But it's not in relative to beers of all time. But it gives you a nice ride from front to back. It does have a little bit of sweetness to it, but not as much as I smelled.
Right, yeah, you're right. Not as much, but it's good. It's not as good as I was hoping it was going to be, I guess. I was super excited for this and hoping that I was going to like it a lot more than I do right now.
I like it. It's a good change of pace.
Yeah.
Definitely if you're drinking nothing but orange juice beers, this is going to hit you
pretty hard
in a certain kind of way.
Yeah. It is rugged. I mean, I don't know if rugged's the right word, but it is full force maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good describer I haven't used in a while.
Full force.
Yeah, how's that? Sounds like a action movie.
Would you use full force if you were grabbing something?
I'm looking for the button. I got.
Oh man, I set you up.
Twisted. Oh my god, dude.
Oh my god, dude.
I think now I like the oh my god dude better than the grab his dick and twist it.
Oh, he's easily.
Dick and twist it. Oh my
god, dude.
This is an MMA fight, dude.
That shit's so funny. It's just fun being behind the board. I got to actually start using these buttons.
So let's give we got a new pizza here. What'd you do with your plate there, John? Oh, there it is. You threw it to the other side. So we've got another flavor of pizza here to taste. James, tell us about what we got going on this this next one we're tasting.
All right. So you guys took the lunch meat one. There's sandwich, pepperoni, Genoa salami, and then hot capicola. And on this one, I usually use American cheese. On this one, I threw on some Cooper Sharp.
Is there a green pepper on here too? Is that what that is? What is that?
Oh, no. You know what? This one I also threw on fried peppers. Yeah, there are some fried green peppers in there.
That is so good. I thought the pepperoni was going to be my favorite, but it's that sharp cheese that's bringing it over the top.
I think you're right. I think that lunch meat, I love the peppers though. I think the peppers are like perfect. Did you cook them up a little bit, you said? You fried them a little bit before you put them on?
No, you know what? In a shop setting, I might do that, but in a home setting, small kitchen, I bought these peppers. But they're good. I wouldn't use them if they weren't.
Very good.
This is a good pizza when it's hot because that cheese is melted. It's ooey gooey. But also the next morning after you had a few beers the night before.
I could see that. Because there's definitely a lot of grease with the natural stuff coming off of this lunch meat. But what did you say was on here for meats? You said there was
It's just
pepperoni,
sandwich style pepperoni, salami, and then hot capicola.
Yeah, capicola. That's what it is. Yeah.
that goes really good with the beer too.
Yeah, it does.
The bitterness of the beer really stands up to all those strong fatty flavors from that lunch meat and that pepper. Man, that's a good combo.
I just love the format of it. Like that cheese crust, the size of the pizza, the dough, it's just everything's so unique about it. It really stands out. But the toppings, like you're right. I think this pizza for sure so far is my favorite. The cheese was really good too. Like they're all amazing. I was just thinking like that first bite of the cheese, I really wasn't sure what to expect because I haven't had one of these yet. And I was getting hit with a little bit of everything and was like, wow, this is fantastic. But the toppings, man, this thing is crazy. And that cheese is awesome. You said Cooper Sharp?
Yes, on this one, yeah.
Oh man. It's delicious.
It's almost. You drank all your beer? You should have saved a little beer to try along
I
with
should
it.
have.
Because it's really nice together.
Yeah, I bet. I missed out. It's all right. Did we rate the beer?
Nope.
No, we did not. Go ahead.
3.75.
4 even.
I'll give it a 4.25. It's unique, but not in a. It's not far away from average, but which I like. I don't like crazy. It's not a crazy beer, but it's unique enough to stand out, and I thought it was good.
Yeah, no, it is good. I guess I don't know why I was hoping it was going to be so much better, but it was good. So we were just talking about this off mic, but I just went to Treehouse again, and every time I go, they're evolving and getting better, I think, at managing lines and crowds. So I swear, like every time I've been, the line has ended up somewhere different or has started somewhere different or they adapt to what's going on. But I had a really good time. I actually brought my family this time. So the kids were there, and I know like kids at breweries are like kind of a hot topic right now. Like people aren't crazy about it. But there was other kids there too. We met a really nice couple, and the kids were playing together. We sipped on a couple of beers. The line moves super fast, and it was chilly. It was cold up there on the top of the hill. But the facility is just so beautiful. There's plenty of room. But I just love how like they keep evolving and finding ways to make the experience easier and better for the customer.
You were a brave man taking the family there, because if that would have turned ugly, you'd have never gone back there again.
You're probably right. I was actually surprised because I wasn't. It wasn't a must do. I've been there enough times, but I was at a wedding in Sturbridge, which is like the next town over. So it was actually funny. Like we knew that it was there, but I didn't want to say anything. And my wife was actually like, so do you want to try to do Treehouse? And I was like, well, if you're down, I'm down. Like, let's do it for sure. She was like, I think Sunday's the day to do it. Let's do it on our way home. So we like had breakfast with the family and stuff like that. We packed up and drove over there and got there a little bit before they opened. So we got in line, but like the kids just ran up the hill and started like running around in the grass, kind of out of the way of the line. And then when it opened up and the line was moving, they were pretty good. It was kind of neat, where people that were near us were like, wow, your kids are like really good and really well behaved. So I felt like I was lucky that they were being so good. But yeah, I brought back a handful of beers. We had a couple there. I wish, I didn't see your message until afterwards, Steve, but I wish I would have realized that my wife was standing next to me and I got double allotment on these stouts.
You didn't think about that?
No, it just didn't occur to me as an option. I don't know how, but she was standing there the whole time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can only get 4 of these, and I could have gotten another card and had her get a whole bunch more of these stouts.
You could have used the kids.
Yep.
Get the kids a lot.
I don't know about that, but but at $9 a can, maybe that was a good thing. They were kind of expensive.
Yeah.
But I actually haven't had any yet. I'm really looking forward to it. I think that's going to be our next one. But I don't know. I can't get over this pizza though. This pizza is amazing, and I just want to keep going back to it.
Don't worry, I am.
So, this is interesting. I've never eaten and done a podcast at the same time. It's a little bit more difficult than I thought it'd be.
We did do the cheesesteak one, but that was a little.
Yeah,
like
that wasn't
85
our show.
people there to talk.
Yeah, that was a little bit different. So I guess I'm going to get into some beer news. I don't know if you guys heard Root Down out of Phoenixville, buddies of ours. They're actually opening a new place in collaboration with Uncle B's Barbecue. Uncle B's had a location out on 724 just outside Phoenixville, but they're moving to a new location right on Bridge Street. I'm not sure exactly where it's at. I think it's wherever Root Down's beer garden is. That's
the thing they did during the summer.
Yep. I think there's an actual building now that they're going to have there. So that's pretty cool. Look out for that. That opens soon. That sounds exciting. I mean, barbecue, beer seems to go well together.
I've never had their barbecue, but as a barbecue guy, I definitely want to try it.
Yeah. And then I also saw that Levante is kind of sneaking their way into Phoenixville a little bit. I don't know how to say it, if it's New Kitchen.
I'm glad you went for it first because I would have, but that's what I would have went. I would have went New. That's what I'm going to go with. But they've teamed up. New Kitchen is a Thai restaurant that seems to be getting a lot of buzz in Phoenixville, and they do not have a liquor license. I believe that's the case. So they're teaming up with Levante, and for the month of November, you can get Levante beers on tap while you're there, as well as get cans and 4-packs to go. So that's pretty sweet that, people that don't get the chance to make it all the way down to Westchester can get a hold of some Cloudy and Cumbersome or some Tickle Parts. So I definitely want to try that because I want to try some Thai food. I've never had, I don't think, real deal Thai food, and I feel like it's something I'd like, but I don't want to try it from the wrong place, and then it was just a bad spot, and then I think I don't like Thai food.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't know if I've really had much Thai food.
I love Thai food.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You ever do a Thai pizza?
It's on my to-do list. It's one that I really looking forward to acing.
What's a popular Thai dish? Like, isn't there like pad Thai? Is that really Thai?
I mean, I've heard of that. I don't know if I've had that one. I've had one I get from a place around here. What is it? I don't know. I can't think of it right now.
It's all right. Is it usually spicy?
You can get it spicy. Usually they offer different spice levels.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I would like to try Thai food too, just to like have that experience and know if it's something that I like, because I'm really not sure.
We should go and bring the families, and then we can each order different dishes and get little tasters of everybody.
That's a good idea. We can pull that off. But yeah, good for Levante. I'm glad that they're getting out there, and I think it's such an interesting format. Like I think I told you guys recently, I was at the Epicurean Garage, and I thought it was neat that the place was they don't have a liquor license either. So when you go there, you get food, but I think they'll actually give you like a Corona for free because they don't have a liquor license. Like they have like a keg of Corona, I think, back there somewhere, and or like some wine or something like that. But there's also they're constantly working with breweries to do pop-ups there at the restaurant. And I don't know, I don't understand the laws that much, but I think there's like a really interesting loophole. Well, I don't know if loophole is the right word, but there's an interesting way that you can easily serve beer under like a, I don't know what you would call that, like a pop-up format.
I definitely don't think you can sell it. I think that's how they get around it. I think they're just giving it to you. No,
they're definitely selling it.
Are they?
But I want to say that, you know, the same way that like Victory does like Fall Fest in Downingtown.
Yeah.
there's a really easy way to do like a festival type license, a temporary thing where you can set up shop like Levante and I think Locust Lanes now at Highland Orchards. It's just there's an easy way that you can set up shop and sell beer out of a location like that. And I don't know exactly what it is, but it's pretty popular. And I think it's a neat way for not only the breweries to help spread their footprint and get some more action, but also, to help out a restaurant that can have like a really cool event on a weekend or a really cool place, just another reason for people to come in and check them out.
It would seem like a nice thing for especially our archaic PA laws to be loosened just a little bit.
For sure.
Just let us have some beers. Speaking of beers, what one did I open here? I didn't look at the name as it was rolling past.
This is from Treehouse Brewing Company. I Will Not Be Afraid, Imperial Milk Stout, 9.3%. I Will Not Be Afraid is an Imperial Milk Stout brewed with chocolate and coffee. For this beer, we craft a rich and complex malt base featuring US, UK, and German chocolate, caramel, and roasted malts. So very, very cool can. It looks like Deep Space.
Looks like a Might Be News kind of space conversation can.
Yeah, for sure. Those are my favorite kinds of conversations.
The universe
other than beer
is not infinite.
Right?
But it is expanding.
It's expanding. I just saw something recently that said, I'm going off on a tangent now, but
do it.
The Earth right now is in a different spot than it was when like dinosaurs were roaming the Earth, like in the galaxy. Like, you know how like the
in relation to the sun or relation to the galaxy?
To the galaxy. So okay. You know how obviously Earth rotates around the sun. Well, like our galaxy,
if that's what you believe,
right? Our galaxy of
which is what I believe. Just to be, let me clarify.
It's a good thing you did. But what do we have? 9 or 10 planets? I don't know if Pluto's a planet. It'll be 8 planets. I don't know.
8 if it's not.
Okay. So our 8 planets also move its way around the solar system, I guess. So our galaxy actually takes like 260 some million years to make like a full rotation. So I want to say that we're either back to the place that we were when like the very first dinosaurs were around, but I read something like that, and I was just trying to wrap my head around how all this stuff works, and it doesn't go well.
You can't.
No.
There's no way to reference it. There's no way to get your head around that vastness.
If I could turn back time, sometimes I think I would like to go to school for astrology, because even though like I couldn't comprehend it, I would probably just be engaged and paying attention the whole time.
And fail, but you'd be engaged.
Yeah. Well, like in high school, you really don't pay, at least I didn't pay much attention. I was more worried about, hanging out with friends and chasing girls around.
That's very similar to my high school path.
Yeah. But, well, it's funny when you think about it, like now that, you take your job seriously, it'd be nice to go back and learn something. And I could probably sit through a few hours of lectures on astrology. But now we went off on a tangent. Let's get back to beer.
So as you were reading off the ingredients in this beer, that's everything that I'm tasting. I'm tasting the coffee, I'm tasting the chocolate, and the milk stout. It's all coming through. Might be a little heavy coffee for me personally because I'm not a huge coffee guy, but it's still tasty.
You know what comes off heavy to me is milk.
The milk is definitely heavy.
Yeah. I don't think I'm a huge fan of milk stouts. I'm going to just go ahead and say that. I think I'm just realizing it. That's why I'm saying it like this way.
Do you do milk in your coffee?
Yes, half and half. Oh. I only do half and half. I don't like sweeteners. I like coffee, and I like to put in a little bit of half and half.
Okay.
But you don't drink coffee at all.
I don't drink it at all.
You drink coffee?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
A lot.
What do you have a favorite?
No.
Do you just
I like it strong. Strong, black with the sweetener.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel like when it comes to stouts, I'll say it 100 times. I just like tar. I like the really thick, roasty type stouts. And this one's a little sweet for me. But Treehouse does such good beers. I mean, this thing does have full flavor. You can tell that it's well done. It's got a nice Nice full body, well-rounded.
It does have that thickness to it, though.
It does. It does.
But there's definitely a sweetness from that milk that takes over a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good. But I think for me, one can and I'd be out.
Yeah.
Move on to something else.
I think all the stouts that were out that I picked up are milk stouts from Treehouse this time.
I'd have to go look through the list and see if they were.
What I get? This one is the I Will Not Be Afraid. I think it was Impermanent, homemade.
Candy something?
Candy Shop.
Candy Shop?
Yep.
Is there a 50-cent song, Candy Shop? Something like that?
I think there is.
I will not rap that.
So since we're on a stout, I actually saw an interesting article. Shout outs to breweries in PA for posting the article. The top 5 Pennsylvania stouts based on Untappd ratings.
All right. Oh, are we guessing? Or are we?
Yeah, let's guess.
Okay.
If you were to think of like very popular or whatever.
Can I get a, are we doing like, is there any from the West? Is it a lot of East? Just where the breweries are at?
Both.
The first thing I thought of was Storm King, actually, but I know that's not going to be on there.
Not on the list. You're right. Yeah. It's not on the list.
How old is the article?
I think it was just posted this week.
Okay.
I don't see where it actually was posted or when it was posted, but I just saw it like right on the homepage. So.
In Pennsylvania stuff?
Yeah, Pennsylvania only.
All right. So how about the Yingling Hershey's?
No, not on the list.
How about Tired Hands Only Void?
Yes.
Gonna have that one on the list.
I'll start with number 5. Morning Ritual, Springhouse Brewing.
Never had it.
I don't know where Springhouse is. I think it's over towards Lancaster, but I'm not sure. Rounding out the list at number 5, Morning Ritual by Springhouse Brewing. Another beer that is offered in many variants. This version is quite special. The 5th best stout in PA is aged in Pampy Van Winkle barrels. Ooh. Maple and coffee blend to give it a very unique taste. So that's pretty interesting. I wonder what that bottle goes for.
You just put Pappy on there and just sell it for $50 a bottle and you're good to go.
Yep. Easily. Number 4, which is actually one of my favorites that I wish I had more of, Sunny Side Up from Pizza Boy.
Oh, no, yeah, that's a good one.
That is a good one. Coming in at number 4 on the list, Sunny Side Up by Pizza Boy Brewing. This rich, smooth oatmeal imperial stout is brewed at 9.5%. With locally sourced coffee from Little Amps in Harrisburg. You'll get roasted coffee aromas right off the glass. Heavily roasted, nutty malt taste comes first with coffee soon to follow, which is more dry and bitter than what the aroma suggests. Coming at number 3 from Dancing Gnome, Black Cloud's Breakfast. Out of Pittsburgh, Black Cloud's Breakfast is a variant of their traditional imperial stout. They add Wisconsin maple syrup, whole vanilla beans, and fresh locally roasted coffee for a full balanced meal in a glass.
I have not had enough Dancing Gnome stuff. Everything I've had is great, but I just need more.
Awesome. Coming in number 2, Only Void from Tired Hands.
That was number 2.
The brewery has released multiple variants of this beer throughout the years, and their version brewed with single origin Ethiopian coffee is tops. The beer pours jet black, almost motor oil, which sounds right up my alley, with a moderate dark colored head. Notes of espresso, dark chocolate, mocha, cinnamon, coffee beans flood your taste buds once you take a sip.
I definitely like the straight Only Void a little bit better than some of the variants that they've come out with in the past.
Yeah, I've had some variants that were terrible, and then I've had some that just completely blew my socks off. Completely blew me.
Hey now. Twisted. What?
Yeah. And number 1, Grand Negro Voodoo Pappy from Voodoo Brewing.
Voodoo Brewing, yeah.
I've never even heard of this one. I've heard of Voodoo, but I haven't heard of this beer. Topping the list, this Barrel Room Collection is a 12.5 ABV stout brewed with local maple syrup, organic cocoa nibs, cinnamon, sriracha chili peppers, and Madagascar vanilla beans, aged in bourbon barrels.
Again, you put Pappy in the name and
it's going to sell big.
People are going to go nuts. Have you ever actually had Pappy?
No, you?
No.
You?
No.
I'm not a bourbon drinker.
I do like bourbon, but I'm fine with High West double rye or something like that. It doesn't have to get too crazy.
Every year, they put the lottery out through the Wine and Spirits website, and every year I get the "You are not selected" email.
Oh yeah,
and I think I would just sell it.
You think
if
so?
I won?
I don't know. I would hopefully like split it with people or something. I don't know, because it's expensive, isn't it? Like a few $100s, or is it like $1,000?
You're depending on which variant you get, because there's the 10-year, the 20-year, the whatevers. But I don't think I can justify spending a couple $100 a bottle.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, I've got that High West bottle that's been sitting in there in my my pantry for probably a year almost now. Made a couple old fashions, nothing crazy. But have you had any of these beers?
I haven't,
James. No.
I think I had only Void, but it was quite a while ago.
Yeah, only Void's solid. Like we said, I think it depends on the variant. So I don't know. You ready to try another pizza? Is it pizza time?
What are we doing? We doing pizza? We doing beer?
Yeah, I think it's pizza time.
All right, we got one.
I'm gonna save a little bit in my cup here.
We've got one variant left.
James, can you tell us about this last slice of pizza we're having?
Yeah, it's Brussels sprouts, bacon, and garlic cream sauce.
So no red sauce, garlic cream sauce this time.
Yes.
Steve, how are you with Brussels sprouts?
I'm good. I like Brussels sprouts.
I love Brussels sprouts. I'll actually try to get Brussels sprouts if I see them on a menu.
The East Branch, we were talking about Brussels sprouts.
East Branch?
The family and I got them. They were very, very good. Blue cheese, some kind of...
Yeah.
I forget what they did to them.
I don't know if he listens to the show, but there's a local guy, I think his name's Scott Brown, who I ran into like a few times over and over again at Station Tap Room. And he told me, he was like, dude, you have to try the Brussels sprouts here. And he would just order them by himself.
At Station Tap Room?
Station Tap Room. So we would just end up like sitting at the bar for some reason. Like I think I went 2 or 3 Fridays in a row, and he was sitting at the bar with me, and we would get to chatting, and he ordered food, but all he ordered was Brussels sprouts. Like, let me get a plate of Brussels sprouts. He's like, dude, you have to try them. They're ridiculous. And I did, and they are ridiculous. I think they cut them in half, deep fry them, and then I think there's some bacon in there. I think there's bacon. They do Parmesan cheese on there with like a lemon on the side. Like squeeze some lemon in there. It's so effing good. I cannot get enough of it.
So this is definitely not a traditional pizza pairing. We've seen a couple of different out there pairings, I guess I'd say. The elotes pizza, I saw that one. That one looks very interesting. How do you come up with some of these different non-traditional pizza ideas?
Mostly just off of stuff I like. But I do put a lot of thought into some of them. And I come up with more that aren't good than are good. I'm continuously testing and trying all sorts of weird stuff, and because it's fun for me, it's for me.
Sure.
And then it's just whatever I think of.
What do you think's like one of the weirder ingredients you've tried on a pizza?
Oh man, I've put sloppy Joe on pizza. I've done the
that sounds good.
That sounds good.
I've done the peanut butter and jelly bacon cheeseburger on a pizza. I can't remember them all. I do one, it's called pagash. There's a lot of information about what pagash is and everything, but it's essentially like a pierogi filling on a pizza with some sauteed onions, and then sometimes I add bratwurst or sausage to it. Yeah.
That sounds awesome. I love pierogies.
Do you do any kind of dessert pizzas?
I have done a few dessert pizzas. I think.
Good question.
The last one I've done was mascarpone, blueberries, lemon zest, white chocolate. I've done one that was like a s'mores that had peanut butter drizzle and Reese's Puff cereal on top.
Oh,
yeah, I like to get crazy.
That's awesome. That's got to be so much fun. Just having like, where does a lot of the inspiration come from? Do you just like you said already, foods that you like, but do you ever have a meal somewhere and be like, man, I like the elements of this and I could turn this into a pizza?
Yeah, I mean, inspiration just comes from everywhere. Just wanting to try to create something. And, this stuff most of it is stuff that would never be sold in a pizza shop. But like I said, I'm doing it for myself. I like to play around, see what I can do. And sometimes you hit on something that like, hey, you know what? This might be on a menu someday.
Yeah, this Brussels sprout pizza is awesome, actually. I mean, I love Brussels sprouts, and you can't go wrong with bacon. But I feel like that garlic cream sauce really just helps round everything out. And it's like a better choice than, going with red or, like a traditional red sauce.
Yeah, I just started using the garlic cream sauce. I used to do the pizza without any sauce, and people liked it. But I just started messing around with different sauces recently, and here we are.
What other styles have you done with the garlic cream?
The only other thing I've done with the garlic cream was on a potato pizza. Shaved thin red potatoes. I baked in the oven till they were crispy.
Yep.
And I put them on top of the garlic cream sauce. And I forget what else is on there.
I want to say I've had like a potato bacon ranch pizza that was awesome.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. So I don't know. I love styles like this, but this is really good. The bitterness of that, the bitterness of the Brussels sprout with like the salty bacon, the creamy coming off of that garlic sauce, it just really rounds out perfectly. I don't know. Every beer here or every pizza here has been amazing.
Oh, thank
And if this is just like a sample of all the different stuff that you can do, I mean, I'm super excited to see like what comes next for you down the road.
Yeah, I mean, I'm working on something right now that would be really exciting if it happens.
Yeah, well, man, fingers crossed. Whatever it is, man. I hope those things work out because I just would be excited for everybody to get a chance to get a hold of this. What do you got over there, Steve?
I'm more excited for me to eat it than everybody else, to be quite honest with you.
True. I feel like super privileged that we were early on to get a sample of this stuff.
There's definitely going to be some people that are a little jealous that we had this whole setup, especially with the beer combos.
Absolutely. Oh man.
All right, so let's see how this pairs up with a little IPA. So we've got the Surf, the Great Lakes, other half in Alvarado Street, Imperial IPA, 8%.
I don't remember which one it was, but we had an Alvarado Street recently on the show when I came back from San Diego.
Is it bad that I don't remember that?
No, I can barely remember, and I brought the beer. I don't remember if it was the. I don't remember. It's not a big deal. But I think Alvarado is a pretty popular brewery on the West Coast, and it was interesting when I went into other half, the location in Rochester. I don't know if I talked about it on the show yet, but it was just a beautiful space, and the bartenders were really cool. And they were saying we just had a bunch of different breweries come through here, and we did a bunch of collabs. So I think there's this one. I think I've got another collab at home. DeGard. There's the other half DeGard. Did you get one of those?
I don't remember.
Well, then I'm going to get you one if you didn't have one. I think it was called like Where Are the Barrels or something like that.
No, I definitely
There's
didn't
no
have that
barrel
one.
involved. It's just a straight up IPA.
Well, this is a very good IPA.
Yeah, this is 8% Imperial IPA. Other half in Alvarado Street.
It goes pretty well with the garlic and the bacon in this one too. I think that's another good pairing. The IPAs and the pizzas are kind of going together for me.
Yeah. This is a good beer, man. This thing's very, very juicy. I think you're onto something. You talk about how other half kind of is one of your favorite IPAs. There's just that similar common denominator, whatever it is that goes on with their beer. Maybe it's their yeast that always stands out, and they just they kill it, man. I love their IPAs. They're really good. But I don't know. I don't know if it's tough. I think we should get like we should try this one day. Do like the highest rated other half, highest rated Trillium, highest rated Treehouse. Like just try to get a bunch of these like East Coast juicy New England IPAs that are highest rated and pair them up against each other and see which one we like the best.
We got to figure out how to coordinate that.
Yeah. I don't know how we'll do that. But.
Considering I don't drive outside of Chester County ever.
Dude, I was
a traveler.
I was just in Sturbridge and hit up Treehouse, but I'm going back to like Holliston, Massachusetts next week. So I'm going to pretty much drive past Treehouse again. So I'm like, do I stop? Like, if I can, I at least got to stop and have a beer.
At the very least.
At the very least. But like, I don't know if I need to bring another $400, package of goods home.
Well, you got to see what they got.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
If it's a juice machine day, you
got to get juice machine. I still haven't had one.
I haven't had one either.
Yeah. Have you had a juice machine from Treehouse?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I think it's one of those ones that like they just, I think I was talking to people online and they were surprised that it had lasted almost an entire week. Like they had released it that weekend before and it was still available every day, but they were only selling 2 cans per person. So that's why it made it as long as it did probably. But it just ended up turning out that it had sold out the day before. So I got there on a Sunday and all the juice machine was gone.
I figured it came out on Saturday.
Yeah, I think it was the Saturday before is what it was.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is crazy, but it was just a cool experience, man. And it was neat. Like I kept telling my wife, I was like, you sure you want to wait here in line? You don't want to just like go run off with the kids and do something and explore? And she's like, no, I want the full experience. And that was kind of neat where she wanted to, I guess, wait in line and live that line life.
So how long were you in line? What was the total time?
I'd say probably a little over a half hour.
Well, it's not bad.
It wasn't terrible, but we got there like 15 minutes, 20 minutes before they opened.
Okay.
So it was just standing waiting, but the line actually started a good ways away from the building. So once they actually opened the doors and let people walk in, like once we started moving up at noon, we were just right outside the doors, and it didn't take too long to get through.
That's a smart move. They start you out and then they open up and then you feel like you've walked a long way. It's like, oh, cool, we're moving.
Yeah, that maybe there is some psychology in that. But what's crazy is like we got our beers, brought them to I got my cans, put them in the car, got back in the other line, grabbed a couple beers, sat up on the hill talking with this couple, and then I'm looking at the line, and it's 1 o'clock, 1:30 maybe, and the line's dead. So like everybody was there early, but if you just come like an hour or two after they open, like there was no line. Maybe it was because it was Sunday, I don't know, but
that's probably the way to do it.
I think so.
Let that initial line die down and you can get in there.
Yep. I've also been there at like 5, 6 o'clock at night, and lines are completely empty. You know what I mean? There's people around. There's always people there, but there just wasn't a whole ton.
So what do we got? Did we rate this bad boy? I don't think we rated this guy.
I'm going to go 4.25. This thing's, my kind of style. I'm loving the other half flavors going on here. This is just a solid beer.
You hit the number that was right in my head. I'm going 4.25 as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 4.5. I'm really, really enjoying this one.
Yeah. No, this is a fantastic beer. I just had it the other night. I had it last night. I recorded with the news guys, and it's tasting better tonight.
Did they try this one?
Yes. Yeah. It'll be fun for if you didn't catch it yet this week, guys. Go back to Monday. Might be news. I filled in for co-host Danny, and I brought an alter ego. I brought another half beer, and I brought a King of Donuts from Levante.
Oh, you had a King of Donuts left.
I brought a King of Donuts for Taylor. And so co-host Kev, obviously, every time that he drinks a craft beer, he has a unique reaction. So if you didn't get a chance, check it out, as well as all the other shows, MBN Network. But guys, we're a little over time here, so I think we got to take a little break.
All right,
and roll into Patreon. We're gonna crack other half. I've got an other half stout that I'm really excited to share with you guys that I got from the Rochester location. We got a few more stories to talk about. Stolen Sun, got a canning line. We've got the Whale Pod Shipper. I don't know if you've heard about that, but there's it's called the Whale Pod Shipper. It's to help you ship beers.
Oh, nice.
Philly Beer Week raffle. There's a bunch more stuff that we're going to talk about. So if you took the time to listen to us. We really appreciate you. But if you want more content, check out patreon.com/MBN Network. James, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
No, thank you.
And thanks for the
Yeah, the pizza, man. Incredible.
Great work.
if you want to follow James and see what's going on with him as things keep progressing, hopefully he gets a location at some point soon. You can follow him on Facebook at Binge House Pizza or Instagram at James Makes Pizza. Is that right?
Yes.
So check him out, follow him. I love how you post all the different beers that you're doing, I keep saying beers, but all the different pizzas that you're doing and testing and all that stuff. So check him out, follow him. Patreon.com/MBN Network, MBNnetwork.com. Check out all the other podcasts. Eunomia CBD, EUNOMIA CBD.com. I guess that's all.
That's it.
That's all I got.
See ya.
See you guys next time.
All right.